So let us have a look at what the Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central modern workplace looks like. So this might sound like it's just a marketing slogan, the modern workplace. But after what I'm going to show you here today, you're going to really understand what a 21st century accounting system actually should be. So with Microsoft Business Central, it's important to understand that absolutely everything is pure cloud products. So if you're using the modern workplace, it's important to understand that Office 365 is also an integral part of it. It's by no means required, but for the next couple of features, you're going to see I'm going to be working in Office 365. And if you're not on Office 365, we can certainly help you with a migration. Just so you know, it is typically not just the most feature-rich option for business applications, but often also not the most expensive. To give an idea, the business apps license, including Exchange, which is your emails, and your Office apps, so Outlook and Excel and Word and all those apps, is around $12.50 a license per user. So what we're looking at the moment is the Business Central, so the Business Central app. And within Microsoft, there are, let's call it, three main camps for solutions, right? So you've got Dynamics 365, which is the business accounting type of software and CRM type of software. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management, just by the way. Then there is the infrastructure type applications or solutions, which is called Azure. I don't know if you know that name yet. It's the Microsoft stable that handles things like servers and hosting of various things, and incidentally also the AI things that they do. Now, Business Central runs on the Azure platforms, and it's offered to you embedded with the solution. So there's no extra cost. You don't actually even have visibility to the infrastructure behind this, and it is always on. In the 5 years that we've been working with Business Central, we've never had downtime. Microsoft guarantees an uptime of 99.99999% annually, which means that in theory there could be 4 hours downtime per annum. And then obviously there's the third product stack. So we've got Azure, Dynamics, which is the business apps, and then you have the Office suite. So Office is typically all the apps we all know. And yes, there are little knockoff versions of things like Excel out there that you can use. But Microsoft has really come to the party when it comes to this modern workplace solution. Again, not just with features, but with pricing as well. So what we see here is the typical landing page or the home page for Business Central. This is based on my role center, and it just means that the user I log in with. So today we're going to play Mr. Mod Administrator, and the account we've logged in with is linked to a profile called Business Manager. So this user will be able to see things like finance and cash flow, down to sales and purchasing as well, where we could have roles, profiles that's just customer relationship based, where they just look at opportunities or just do quotes or just do timesheets, for example. So what is meant by the modern workplace? The most obvious example of this is the scenario I'm going to show you now. So I'm going to go out of Business Central. I'm going to go to my Office portal. So imagine that this is my desktop. Now this is the new age desktop in the cloud, right? So you could use either the desktop in the cloud, or you could use your desktop as you use it now with Excel on your computer and Word on your computer. The cool thing about using this portal.office.com is that you can see your Excel from here, Excel documents. You can share documents from here, and you don't actually need to even leave your browser for anything. The great thing there is that this also means that this is very strong cross-platform. So you can actually run full Excel on a Mac, for example, or you could, on any tablet, do use full Excel. And obviously, by that implies full Business Central as well. Now let's have a look at Mr. Moderator's inbox, and let's ignore the second email here, as I'm just going to go through a scenario here with Alicia quickly. So Alicia has sent us this this email, and this email asks us to please book a demo for a meeting with her on the 4th of May. We'll for today's demo, we're going to act like we're still in April, and I like May the 4th for some odd reason. So all I'm going to do now is, in this instance, Alicia is a new customer. I've not logged her as anything in my Business Central yet, my accounting system, and she's asked us to go do a demo for her for product. Now, our demo company today sells furniture, office furniture. So that's just a sample we're going to do today. From here, I'm going to click on Business Central. I'm going to say, okay, well, let's go look at the contact sites, because I might not know that Alicia has never been a contact with us, a business contact with us that we provided furniture to. Business Central is going to open up in my Outlook. So this, by the way, this works on Outlook, the traditional Outlook on your desktop as well. It's just obviously on my desktop, I'm Thiaan and I'm not Mr. Mod Administrator. Business Central now tells me, hang on, do you want to add a new contact? Because it's realized that Alicia is not currently a contact in my system. It tells me, well, maybe I'm logged into the wrong company. Do I want to change companies? I'd be able to change a company here as well. Or I could view existing contacts and merge her with an existing contact. For today's example, I'm going to just add Alicia as a new contact. She's going to be a type of person, and then I can associate her to a company. So yeah, I can see that Alicia is the assistant sales manager at Preferred Solutions in the Western Cape. I can see all of her contact details. That's, by the way, the number you dial to place the order for the system for Business Central. And from here, I can say, okay, hang on. Let's link it to a company. It's not one of these. Preferred Solutions is not one of those. So let's create a new contract. Sorry, a new business at the moment. So number I don't have to populate because that's going to be auto-populated. And I am going to give it a name. So I'll type in Preferred Solutions. It's a type company. I can link at this point my my salesperson code to this. So let's just say I'm going to be Jim Olive for whatever reason. At this point, obviously, there's not going to be any history or interactions with this business. I can populate the address from where I am, and again, phone numbers. Incidentally, this is as if I am doing this in Business Central. There's no sync between Outlook and Business Central. This is one live in the cloud solution. What I can do from now is I can click OK. Now I've created, I said, oh, I'm interacting with Alicia. She's associated to a company called Preferred Solutions. And now I'm going to have the contact view of this person. Now, incidentally, at the moment, it's going to show me what my contact stats is. So what the general cost is that's been incurred between our companies. At this point, the system does not yet know whether Alicia and Preferred Solutions is a customer or a supplier. It just knows it's something I've got a business interaction with. I can log into opportunities and segment. Segmentation is for CRM. So I can say, well, because she's in the Western Cape, she's part of a Western Cape segment, so that if I send out mailers for people in the Western Cape, it can only go to that one segment or mailing group. I can do preferential pricing for it, other works. If I wanted to, I could then go from here, and I could say, well, hang on, let's upgrade her and create her as a customer. So again, this might be dependent on user permissions and user profiles. I'm just going to say this is a cash payment customer. That's a template that has now applied all of the posting rules for this. And now I've got a full-blown customer account. You'll see that the view now has changed to my aging, my balances, and ongoing sales, quotes, stats, and so forth. So that's not really what the only thing I need to do here, because now I've created her as a customer and as a contact in my financial system or my accounting system from my Outlook. She actually wants us to book a meeting with her. So from here, what I'm going to do is I can go, okay, let us then go, and we are going to book the. Actually, what I'm going to do is I am going to create it from Outlook. So what I can now do is go to my calendar and book with her. So obviously this is just Outlook. So now I can go and add a new event and email Alicia invite. So I'm just going to say demo to Alicia. But I've not at this point done anything in my accounting, in the sense that I haven't logged out to get into my accounting system to do anything. So I just forgot to invite her. So let's just say pop that out and invite Alicia. Let's fix that E. And again, times will be suggested now because of our available time. She's in Cape Town, so no, I can't demo to her anything before 9 anyway. And I can now send this demo. Okay. Now we fast forward to our demo meeting with Alicia. I can go into my calendar, and again from here I can go to my plugin, go open up my contact insights from my calendar invite where I am from Outlook. Again, this also works, by the way, on your mobile phone. So if you had Outlook on your phone, the Business Central add-in will be on Outlook on your phone. It will be on the obviously Business Central app on the phone or on your tablet or your computer, however you're doing it. So let's say I now have my computer open and we're going through the catalog with Alicia. And at this point, I want to just log the interaction with this, with our contact or with this person. So I can also see all of the details from here. Incidentally, approvals also are a thing here. So I can force the users before they can create contacts and customers like I've just done to email or for approval on that account. Okay, so now what's going to happen is I can go through the story, do my demo, and so I go up here. Sorry. Okay, so what I want to now do is I want to start a quote for this customer because we've now had this interaction. I'm in my calendar, so I can just go in here and say new quote and start off a quote there and then. Obviously, if the customer has special pricing that's been negotiated, that I could go apply that. So I can go create special price lists, really advanced features from where I am with a customer. We can look at their account together. So if there are ongoing quotes, ongoing opportunities, from in my Outlook calendar, where I might be setting my notes, for example, I could log that interaction. I'm not going to do that. So for now, let's just say we get back to the office. I open up my Outlook, or maybe I get back to home or to the coffee shop, and we've now received this second email from Alicia. Now everything has changed because now Alicia is already a customer. She has been logged as a customer and linked to a customer in our system, and we can now initiate a sales quote with her. So what I can do is I can say, okay, well, she's asked us, hi Thiaan, thank you for the info on the products. Please send me this quote for 1 Antwerp conference table and 8 Berlin guest chairs. Yeah, I can go new sales quote in from my project. And what's now happened is that Business Central has actually seen, oh, hang on, this customer has asked for, it looks like an Antwerp conference table, but because it says guest chairs, it's also picked up some other things here. So I also have a service product called Service Point, and Business Central thinks that, okay, well, maybe because there's only one service product in my list, I might want it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, well, let's add these 2 lines. You'll notice that it's picked up Antwerp conference table 1 of and Berlin guest chairs 8 of. This is all natural language. Remember, I had this demo with Alicia, so she will have this, she will talk to me like this. What I can now do is I can accept those lines, and Business Central will now already know what customer this is for. It'll know the contact is that I'm busy dealing with because of the email that I've received, and it will also have put on the lines for me. Now, at this stage, if I want to see it bigger, I can just expand the email and the window, and I can look at it in a more reasonable size window that I can expand and do whatever I need to on. At this stage, I'm going to say, okay, fine, I'm happy with this quote, and I'm going to, obviously from here I can make it, so I can process it as an order, but I'm going to send Alicia the email. This is going to then generate an email. Okay, this is my layouts that I have on the system. Obviously, these layouts are customizable, and what will happen is that Business Central would then go as far as, let me just close this page, as to then eventually send that to Alicia. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so what happens is this will now create the email for us that we can, with a quote, obviously, let's just open this draft. and attach that PDF for us as well. So what's now happened is this email is ready to go. I can then obviously type in friendly my personal message here if it's required, and get on with the sale. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to click send, and obviously Alicia is going to receive this email. When Alicia then receives it, she will then obviously open it and see exactly what we're seeing here now. Now, what you'll notice here is that in my Outlook, that quote number is actually hyperlinked or hyphenated. Now, this works for all Business Central users in my organization. Obviously, when Alicia receives this email, it won't be a hyperlink on her side. This is because of the Business Central add-in that it's seeing, oh, this is one of a quote, this existing quote in my system. So what I can do is I can click on it, and it will pop up the document view for us within the email, so that I can have a look at what that document is. This is quite nice because now I've got an editable version of this document. So imagine if I now emailed this, for example, to my manager and asked him to give Alicia a 15% discount. I could then there and then apply the discount and send it back. Obviously, this is now the email I sent to the customer, so it would be a bit weird to add discount and send it to them. But what I could do, this could have been an internal email where I created an email. Let's say, for example, I send an email to Karen here, and I say, please for sales quote S-Q 101 1013, yes. Click send. Karen is obviously going to get that email now. If I look at my send items, and you'll see that it's actually done the same thing here. So just from normal typing, User Central and the plugins have picked up that this is a quote, and then Karen, in this scenario, could be my manager, could then go add the 15% discount. Again, there's absolutely no sync between the systems, and this will happen all in one go. So just to show you what I mean, let us now go to actual Business Central, right? So I'll go to businesscentral.dynamics.com. So if I go back here, you'll see that I now have an ongoing sales quote here, one of. If I click onto that, I can see that's the Preferred Solutions sales quote 13. If I go into sales quote 13, that's my under table, and my bill and guest share is 1.8, and I've already got the 15% discount here. This is what I mean by the modern workplace. It's all in cloud, whether I use traditional desktop-based apps or cloud-based apps. Everything happens in real time, and the interactions is at point of consumption. So I don't have to go from email to some other system and then back. If I was using CRM, I would have been able to log each one of those points in that interaction as an opportunity, log the opportunity through its sales cycle stages. And we're going to look at that in further detail in one of our breakout videos that you're welcome to have a look at your own time after this presentation. The other big thing that Microsoft has done that makes life a lot easier for us as South African users that don't necessarily have a lot of access to technical resources is is the volume import tools and volume management tools that we have. So what I've done now is I've gone to this company's item list. So this is all the stock items that this company has. And let's say I want to do a price update. So I can go page, edit in Excel. Any list that you see, you can do this. And I'm going to open this with Excel. Now I'm going to show you how I can use a desktop-based app. So this is my desktop-based Excel. What's going to happen is Excel is now going to log into Business Central. And again, I could have also used my cloud-based Excel. I don't have to use the on-premise Excel for this. I'm just using that as an example. What's happening now is it's updating that cache and it's loading the stock items. So what I can do now is I can go to my price, for example. Let's say I'm going to have a 10% increase across the board. So I can go to my unit price here, and I can just say, I'm going to add a formula and say equals that times, let's say that cell, and that's something to hard code. This is obviously now just normal Excel. So now what I can do is I can copy that formula. So I know that that's not necessarily the right way of doing it because I'm going to cause big issues. Just undo that and let's do this properly. What I'm going to do is I am going to add a column here. I'm going to put my discount percentage in here. Okay. And this column equals that times that. That one blocked. Yeah. This is unfortunately. Okay, so what I can do now is, let's say I'm going to have a 10% increase across the board. So what I can now do is I can say, let me just delete this blank line here before we have a problem. So what we can do now is, let's say I'm going to have a 10% increase across the board. What I can do is let's go to my unit price column. Sorry, I'm just going to find that column quickly. There we go. So unit price. Insert a column, and then I'm going to add a factor here of 1.1. That's the outside of the table, so let me just do that. And then I'm going to say, okay, well, you are equal to unit price times that one. And then I'm going to, obviously it's now going to auto fill down. So now we're going to just cut those values in and paste them as, paste them in there. Okay, and I can delete that column again. So now I've got my 10% increase applied. And I can just click publish. What's going to happen now is, in real time, Excel has written that change back to Business Central. And let's say for whatever reason, I don't want those prices to be 0. I'm going to change them to random prices, just so you can see, and republish that. Okay, fine. Let me just go out that cell. and republish that. Again, it's noticed that there were only 8 changes to make. It's only made the 8 changes. What's really cool about this is that it will also tell you what are potential values for a cell. So this one is, for example, true or false. I can pick it on the picker on the side. And the other one that's really nice is date fields. It will give you a date picker. This one, it will tell you, okay, actually, this is not modifiable. So that little pen with a line through it means that this field is not actually even modifiable, so I can't. From here, I don't even have to save changes. I just close and discard it. And you'll see that if you look at the unit price column there, this is the one we changed. So if I press F5, it's actually updated in real time. These are the modern workplace features that changes life altogether for everybody. Another very good example is, when we want to pull reports, or just maybe I want to pull this little list out to Excel. Obviously, everything is user permission driven. You can't run reports that aren't in permission. You can't run to Excel that you don't have permission for. You might not want, for example, your sales rep to be able to download your customer list. So obviously you'll take away that permission. But for example, let's go look at the inventory cost and price list report. What I can do here is I can run the report for all my items. I can say, well, no, actually, don't want it to send it to a printer or a PDF. I want to send it to Excel data only, or to Excel with the data layout. And this then becomes something that you can distribute to customers to import, for example. Again, now because I've made it with the format, it's going to have headings in for us already pre-populated. Okay. So this is Central Modern Workplace. As you can see, massive game changer. And the other big thing that people like here is the fact that you can do your dashboarding in Power BI. If you don't know Power BI, we will also do a breakout video on Power BI that you can go watch again after this event. But Power BI, needless to say, is probably one of the market-leading BI tools at the moment in the world. And you could very easily find lots and lots of content on how to write even your own dashboards if you've got, I would say, a pivot table experience in Business Central and Excel, you would be able to write Power BI reports with a bit of guidance from technical providers like Preferred Solutions. That